Did you know that over 50% of general aviation accidents happen because of pilot error? As a pilot, I've seen firsthand the importance of pre-flight checks. In this video, I'll take you through the critical steps to ensure safe flight. Let's go. Master switch is on. All the electrics on, pitot heat on, full tanks, landing light is working, navigation, strobe, beacon is flashing, tail light is on. Strobe, other navigation and landing light, that's all good. Pitot heat is heating up. Then we have flaps down, flaps are going down. Alternating static air is moving, so that's good. Off, electrical equipment off, master off, fuel selectors on both. And we check the alternating static air. That's the interior. Done. Cabin door, hinge. Main tire looks good. Brake line. Pitot tube cover is gone. Pitot tube is free. Fresh air vent. Door warning vent. Tie downs are removed. Landing light, strobe and nav. Aileron, move in opposite direction. Move the flap. Thread here, control rod and thread. So we have the communication antennas, we have the ELT and the navigation antennas. We have the control surfaces, so they move both. We have a counterweight, we have thread, and the cable here looks good. The bottom cable looks good. Side arm remove. The rudder, that cable looks good. That cable looks good. We have thread, and thread. Then we have this control surface. We have a counterweight with thread, and the trim has thread as well. Then we do engine oil, which needs to be between 6 and 8. And we are above 6 with a hot engine. The nose wheel, that all is good. We have the exhaust, the air filter, engine cooling inlets, alternator belt, other cooling inlet, the prop and the spinner. No screws loose. And this side also good. And then the static port. And the static port is also free. This goes over your altitude, like your altimeter, airspeed, and your vertical speed indicators, together with this one. And that's the exterior pre-flight checklist done. Okay, the before start checklist, departure briefing. We're heading south, so I'm gonna do either Lake Youngs or Kent departure. Make our way to Westport. Departure briefing is done, pre-flight inspection is done, PAX briefing, so seats and seatbelts secured during taxi, takeoff and landing. We have air coming in on both sides, and the heating is behind your yoke. We have fire extinguisher in the middle in case of an emergency within the cockpit, exits and exchange of controls. The exits are on both sides, locked with the black latches. Same for the window, little black latch. Talking and traffic. If you see any traffic, feel free to point it out at any time. Talking when I'm in contact with tower or other air traffic, and you ask me something, I raise my hand, just hold on, and I'll come back to it later. And do you have any questions?
No.
All right.
I'm gonna learn on the fly to the gas.
All right. The fuel selector on both. Fuel shut-off is on. Mixture is idle cut-off. Throttle open 1/4 of an inch. Circuit breakers are all in. Standby battery test and arm. Oil temp in the green, that means we don't have to prep. We have full tanks. We are 24.4 volts, 24 minimum, so that's good. We are 1.5 or less than the M volts. And the standby is discharging. And we have the standby annunciator on. This is before start checklist done. And then engine start. Master switch is on. Beacon is already on. Prime is required. We have oil temp, we don't have to. And then magneto start. So we clear left, clear right, clear prop. We have full pressure, we are 1000 RPM, and the batteries are charging. And mixture roughly. Engine start checklist done. We have avionics switches, lights is required. We're gonna do nav and the taxi lights. Circuit breakers are still all in. Mixture rough lean, flaps retract. Flaps are going up, and then we're gonna get the weather.
Kilo November, are you coming in? Mountain Tower, information uniform, time 2353 Zulu, wind 330 at 10, weather better than 5005. Temperature 13, dew point 03, altimeter is 3021. RNAV, runway 34 approach in use. Advise on initial contact.
All right.
Information uniform.
So that's the weather. We have runway 34 in use, which is that way, and the transponder is set to 1200, which is VFR, and that's the after start checklist done, and then I'm ready to call ground. Renting ground, Skyhawk 129 kilo at Rainier with uniform for a CAN departure.
Skyhawk 129 kilo, runway 34, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 34, taxi via Alpha, 129 kilo. All right. Clear left.
54 whiskey.
Clear right. And check the brakes. Brakes work.
1 whiskey, Renton Tower, traffic off your right wing, 2 miles.
Okay, before takeoff checklist, flight controls free and correct. We have the ailerons, the elevators, and the rudder. Then we have the flight instruments. We have a stable blue over brown. We have the altimeter set to 3021. Then we have no airspeed, which makes sense. The compass, the CDI is set to 225 within 15 of the magnetic. And we are within 75 feet of airport elevation. Same thing for the standby instruments, within 75 feet. CDI 225 within 15 of the magnetic, and a stable blue over brown with no airspeed. The comms are set to tower, and I want to set this to air 12275, and then we have weather and ground, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to change it to Tacoma settings later. Then we have the navs, we're not going to set. Autopilot check, flight director on, put it in heading mode, bug my heading, autopilot on, change the heading. I can fight against it, turn off. So that's the autopilot in good condition. Engine instruments, everything is in the green. Fuel tanks are full, we are 28 volts and we are charging. Fuel selector is on both. Mixture to rich. Elevator trim set to takeoff. And then the run up 1800 RPMs. And when we reach that, we're gonna check the magnetos. 2 clicks to the left, about a 50-60 drop. 2 clicks to the right, good return. 1 click to the left, similar drop. And 1 click to the right, good return. Everything is in the green. We have no annunciators, throttle to idle. And we continue to turn over. Back to 1000. Cabin power. We don't have. Doors and windows are closed. Seats and seatbelt secure. Takeoff briefing. So whenever I'm taking off and we are in the ground roll and I have any problems, I will pull the throttle, hit the brakes, and we'll fix the problem on the ground. Whenever I'm airborne and I have enough runway left and we have any problems, I will land on the runway, we'll fix it on the ground. Whenever I'm committed to fly and we have any problems, the first thing I'll do is gain an airspeed of 68 knots, and I will look for a place to land within 30 degrees of my center line. In this case, because we're taking off over the water, we will make a water landing. I will land us as close to land as possible to avoid a big swim. As soon as we hit 1000 feet, I will turn the plane around and we'll land opposite side of the runway. And that's the before takeoff checklist done. Let's head to the runway.
Once again, use caution for those birds south of the field. They all appear to be east to westbound.
Birds.
600 feet to 1,000 feet. One Romeo Foxtrot, your base is approved. Runway 34, clear to land, 1 departure prior.
All right, it's pretty busy.
Why are these controls here? Like, obviously you drive the plane from this side, but this is an emergency thing?
No, co-pilot, you can do just as much.
9 kilo, runway 34, clear for takeoff, Lake Youngs.
Runway 34, clear for takeoff, Lake Youngs, 129 kilo. All right, lights,
Foxtrot,
camera, action.
Negative, full stop, 87 Foxtrot.
Ready?
Foxtrot, runway 34.
Oh, geez.
34, clear to land, 87 Foxtrot.
Yeah, you don't want to fly into that school of birds, huh? Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Full throttle, stay on center line. Airspeed is alive. We have all the engine instruments in the green. And I am rotation.
That was fucking quick.
And we'll climb out at 74 knots. I'm gonna zoom this out. Aviation is still considered the safest way of transportation, and as you could see in the video, there is so incredibly much to it, from the moment we arrive at the plane up until takeoff. We check every part of the plane to ensure safe flight for us pilots and also for you passengers. If you guys have any questions about any part of equipment of the plane, any instruments or whatever, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.